Good morning everyone, it's Leslie in Bangor again, and I'm just making this little video for our friends in our JDS&E club and then on to Nicholas and anyone else around who wants to learn a little bit about flower arranging and do something for Christmas. So I'm just going to give you a few tips about preparing. You want all your pieces with you at the start so you're not rushing about looking for them. With these I have here these little apples, which simply have been put onto a kebab stick and then covered in the gutter tape. So I have those. Now I may not use any I have here this morning. Then I have bubbles, different ones, done the same way, but just with a little bit of Oasis Fix into where the bubble is, the centre of the bubble, and that will hold it stiffer into your arrangement. But then you may want some of your Christmas ornaments to hang down rather than be straight up. Now, first of all with these, I've put a wire through and bent it over and covered it again with the Oasis, the gutter tape, and then you see that will hang. But if you don't have the wires, which I have here, you may have it something like this. We have all bought those everlasting flowers that have the wired plastic stem. So I've used it in the same way, pushed it straight in to the top of the heart here with a little bit of Oasis Fix and then bent it back. So that means that can be put in that way, because you wouldn't want a heart like that, you would want the heart showing. So that's just a couple of little tips. And then of course cones. For Christmas we always want the cones. Now I've gone quite traditional here this morning, so I'm just going to show you, though most of you will know, but again someone may not, how to wire a cone. So you simply take it under the edges here, bring the wires round to meet and turn the cone, not the wire. Okay? Now that gives you a reasonably stiff one to go that way. If some of you have a thinner wire and it's not too strong, then if you want it to go more straight into the arrangement like this, I take a second wire going round in exactly the same way, start from the other side, bring it round, I have my glasses on, bring them together and again turn the cone. Then you can bring these two legs together and repeat, turning the cone. And that gives a very strong, sturdy construction for going into your arrangement. So now let's get on with the arrangement. I have this nice container here, which you see like this. I've gone, not on reds, I've gone on the pink tones today, it's a pinky shade. I'm not going to use it inside, I'm going to turn it over and I'm going to use this as like my base, my staging, my platform, so that then where it's made, it can just be transported over to where I want to place it. Now for the put the flowers into, etc., I've got a large square round, it's bigger, you know, this larger size, and that's half a block of Oasis. And I'm setting it to one side here of my platform staging. Right, now we're ready to go. Again, it's good to have all your implements at the side, your secateurs, and set on a little towel because it stops making a noise or scratching your good table. Now, I was out in the rain getting this piece of my garden this morning, the holly. I'm just going to place that into one side here to the back. And I'm going to take another piece out the front. As I say, I'm doing traditional this morning. If you have your new Flower Arranger magazine, there are lots of new ideas there, but I thought most people would like to see something traditional today. So I'll just turn that round for you so you see the line that I'm going to follow. I'll lift these off because they're going to get in the way. and I can easily reach them to the side here. Right. So we'll go with a few more pieces of the holly. We didn't plant this. This is obviously seeds dropped by a bird, or birds, as the case may be. And when you cut off your little holly leaves, you can keep those, and for one of the more modern arrangements, you can string them onto wire and have them running through an arrangement, which gives it a different feel altogether. So you can do your contemporary piece and your traditional piece. I have a bag underneath here catching all the pieces I cut off, because it's very important to keep your workstation nice and tidy. The thing about the holly, obviously, very prickly. And you know, ladies, I'm cutting the stems at a good sharp angle to make it easier to go into the oasis, and also it takes up more water. So I'm just going now and I'll show you that. Filling in. And I am a fairly speedy worker, so I don't like to keep you too long or to lose your attention. And I haven't sprayed this at all. I'm leaving it its natural green. I feel there'll be enough colour going in with the bubbles rather than to touch the holly. I find doing the videos a good way to keep in contact, because once you get the link to the video on YouTube, I've been doing a few over the summer, or lockdown, it means you can look at them over and over. If you're learning or want to try, if you're seeing something new. I think this is going to be enough of the holly. Keep those leaves as I told you, or suggested. So I'll just turn that round so you see. At the minute, just my outline ready to go with my flowers. And it's always a good idea to step back and have a look at how your arrangement is coming along. Now I have these beautiful pink shades of carnation, really good sturdy stems. And you know, you always go with your smaller head to the top, working your way down. And a good idea if you're learning where to cut it off, set your flower head on top of the oasis, go up to your arrangement and see that's where I want my head to be. So I'll be cutting off about there if that was the case, for that bit to go in. So I'll do that here now. You can't see it as the camera's back there. That's where I want the head to be. It'll be there. I'll just turn that round so you see. So that's what I did there. I held the flower head down here, held the stem up, said I want the head to be there. So then I went a further bit up the stem, cut it there so there's enough to go into the oasis. We all know, excuse me, you can cut it off but you can't put it back, so that's the important thing. And of course, as you come down your arrangement, you want your heads to be coming forward so you're seeing them. Sorry, just not happy with the stems going. It must be meeting a holly stem in there. That's better. And as I'm coming down, the heads are getting bigger as they've opened more. I keep my flowers out in the cool of the garage. And carnations in the cool will keep, for a month easily. I'll just continue with this line and then I'll turn it around for you. I don't know what it's like where you are today, but it's raining in Bangor. Just let you see that. Good to keep space. Don't overcrowd your arrangement. And it's really amazing how you can get quite a big arrangement with not a lot of expense. I'm going to take one back in here, slightly shorter, to give more depth to the arrangement. Holding my hand to the back of my container to support, and then insert my flower. I'll just turn that round again for you. I had a few of the last of my nerines there in the garden, and lovely and wet they are right there today. So I'm going to put a couple of these in just to give a different form. Great, look at the stem and that, and you really want to go with that, don't you? So I can be arching that forward. I'll use that down there. So you look at your plant material and think where it's best suited. I want a bit more of that. So it's a bit more recessed. Yes. Again, just turning that round for you. Very conscious I don't want to overfill, because remember we have our cones and baubles and things to go in. So I want my flowers, the important bit, in first, and then decide where we're going with the rest of the ornaments. Always be careful you bring your arrangement back to the starting point. It's so easy with the turntable, you turn it around and you bring it back to a different position. So I only have the 5, so I might as well use them. That needs in there. Oops, sorry little flower. So there we have our main flowers in. So now I'm going to go with my Christmas ornaments, etc. So, the cones, they're wired already. It's a good idea, if you do it straight in like that, it can pull out very easy. So if you turn it up at the bottom with a wee hook, like you're catching fish, then it pulls back on the erases and gets a grip. And these will now pick up the gold of my container. We're all learning new skills doing these little videos and things. I'm just thinking to myself, it would be nice if we had a little bit of music going in the background now, but I have to learn to do that. And then for the nice bubbles that I had, again making sure I bring it round to where I started, and I'm going to take this one coming out with the line here. Yes. And another one. I will put in a couple of the apples that I had. They will brighten it up again. Pushing them well in. Keeping the line of my design. I'll take one over here. Going to turn that round for you to see. Conscious of this bit, it's quite heavy, keep him over. And as I said, I didn't want to overfill it. What I do have again is this lovely wool felt. It's a linen product, one side's the pale shade and the other side's dark. I'm just going to weave a little bit of that through, since it is my colour scheme for today. And of course you can do it and then say, oh no, I think it's better without that, Leslie, so I can make my mind up as I do it. It makes me think of the garlands on the tree. And I do have, well, I'm not sure if I'm going to use it, but I did cut it especially this morning, this beautiful branch of the fuschia. Isn't that beautiful? And that really could be another arrangement all on its own on top of a tall glass vase and hanging down. So I'll see if I'm going to put a little bit of that in. I'll put a little in. Let's see. It just gives a little bit more garden foliage. Cleaning off a few leaves that I don't want. The stems on this are quite thin, so I have to be careful. And of course it's getting near its end of time, so it'll break, the flowers can break off very easily. Right, I really don't think I want to do any more of that. I'm just going to turn it round for you. And what I do have, I'll lift it off the turntable, set it on the table here. Ooh, bang bang Leslie. And what I have bought are these nice candles, which are safe at this time, especially for your church when we have doors open for the air because of the coronavirus. And these will certainly be much safer. And they look very realistic. I'm just going to raise one up slightly. So if you just give me a minute to do that. Should have left it on the turntable and then you'll see it. We'll put this one to the back, this one here, and I'll go and remove my little bits and pieces at the side. And of course, ladies and gents, whoever you are, and young people, you could be adding lots more to that, like the lovely gold ribbons we get, cones scattered down, whatever, and just crush this up. I'm not putting it in, it's only I've just shown it to you as reference. And then, if you just let me go to the camera, I'm going to turn to, you may have seen, hopefully, in a wee bit for you. And then round to, I did a video earlier on the paper folding, where you make the trees and the lantern effect. So I'll just take you back to the arrangement, and on behalf of JDS&E Committee, I know Winifred, our chairman, will be writing out to you, but we do wish you a very happy and safe Christmas.